Star Citizen will feature an additional alien race, the Kr'thak. Can you discover the alien derelict?
Go down in history the first to make contact with an entirely new alien race.
Star Citizen's aliens will be speaking their own authentic languages.
You know, a lot of it is trying to figure out what Chris just doesn't like. Chris wanted to make sure that it didn't have just a person in a suit feel. So the legs are very thin and actually have some openings in them, both in the arms and the legs, to show that, and definitely a person can't be inside there.
It went through a few iterations, but this is sort of the latest approved version that Chris likes.
So you'll definitely down the road be able to play as one of the other alien races. That will be a sort of longer term expansion of the persistent universe. You know, we've already got like crazy amount of stuff to do. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people out there that think we've almost got too much to do already. So that won't be at the beginning, but that is definitely a long-term plan because I really want to see that, and I think it would be fun to play as a Tevarin or as a Xi'an or a Banu. Probably would also create sort of a companion single-player experience like Squadron 42, but for the race. Okay, so I think, yes, we will have that. We have discussed that when we introduced one or two of the new sort of alien races we're discussing, we would actually let a player make the first encounter. So, you know, we'll build it all up, we won't announce it, we would basically open up an area of space and one of the first players that would cover that jump point and go through it would actually sort of encounter this alien race for the first time. So, I mean, you will definitely see Tevarin around the UE universe. You'll see some Banu and you'll see some Xi'an, but they will be sort of more in an NPC capacity and trading with.
And will aliens have religions?
Yes.
We've been talking about how do we realize some of the aliens in Star Citizen. What is it that the Xi'an look like? How is it that they move? And what is the regality of them or the barbarianism of them?
Aliens. I'm excited about that, excited about exploring plausible, realistic alien life forms.
The alien races are being fleshed out right now as we speak. You know, these things are starting to manifest right now.
I don't know. Are we going to come across non-humanoid alien races in the verse? Absolutely.
Yep, hope so.
Oh yeah.
We've been designing them.
Yeah. So. That'd be boring if there's all humans.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time making some of these alien races, so if they don't show up in the game, that wouldn't be very fun.
No, that would not be fun.
You know, some of our races could possibly get pretty interesting, although right now a lot of them have like that humanoid form, and a lot of that is like, you know, if you imagine an arachnid race, the kind of crazy culture that would have to associate with it. It's just,
you know, 6 foot tall, 6-legged things and stuff. Is that and there was some worry about doing it internally. I don't know what the deal was. Is it feasible to do that? Is it much harder because it's a completely unique set of animation or design or?
How are they going for us?
Oh, they're going great. Right? I mean, it's awesome. The Vanduul, we're like in the final phases, right? Right now, we're actually, you know, we have the way it moves mostly figured out. We have the way that it looks pretty much figured out. We're right now working on the actual skin and the way that, like we mentioned earlier, how that reacts to light, what it actually looks like, what kind of texture we're giving it. And all the lore is figured out for the characters, the Vanduul and their different classes. Meanwhile, we're also building out the other species as well. You don't hear about it as much because it's kind of under wraps, because we like showing you the things in the very near future and stuff like that.
This is the heart of your ship. So it's like, it's sort of like in chunk.
So it can be.
And everything's going to start powering up.
It will look slightly more glamorous, dangerous, and powerful than it does at the moment.
Erun-san Noah, I have a vehicle.
I know people are like, we want to see the Banu merchantman now, we want to see the Banu merchantman now. I want to see the Banu merchantman now. Everybody wants to see the Banu merchantman now, but we need to take time to develop the Banu aesthetic. We need to do it right rather than right now. The Prowler was one of the ones mentioned as going into production. We're still in concept on that one. It'll be a bit longer for exactly the same reason until you see it. we need to build the Tevarin race first, and we want to do that right.
Welcome to a talk about Star Citizen's next great alien race. You are excited to see the Tevarin. It's incredible seeing how much thought goes into this sort of thing. I mean, I remember looking at Wing Commander back in the day, and these are the bird people, these are the cat people. But there's so much more in Star Citizen. It's one of the reasons it's just so appealing to me. But thank you guys for your time. Here's something else.
Will you be able to play as an alien in Star Citizen?
Yes, eventually, but not at launch.
The Banu is definitely in my top 6 alien races to be found in Star Citizen.
We've also got more aliens to deal with, and by aliens I mean whole alien races. So we have the Banu and the Xi'an. That's going to be super interesting.
I really like your new vehicle.
The first ship of a new alien species is always an exciting time for our development. That's because more than just another way for players to fly through the Star Citizen universe, ships like the Scythe and the Defender can offer the team some of their earliest opportunities to flesh out the culture and style of their respective races, like the Vanduul and the Banu. And the upcoming Tevarin Prowler from Hesperia is no exception, with its distinctly avian ancestry.
We know about the Vanduul, the Banu, the Xi'an, the Tevarin, and we just got done talking about the Kr'thak. What can you tell us about species on developing worlds?
We have a few of those. We have, you might have just read about the Osoians because I published a Galactopedia article on them. We can't get too much into their final design, but we do know that they communicate light through color displays like cuttlefish.
I had done a rough sketch that I showed to somebody on the team of what I was sort of thinking they looked like, and I was told to, quote, never ever show that to the animators, end quote.
They would cry.
Towal with Tiasan e Shwea. Wal invents new types of vehicles.
You know, you've got a console that's made out of like 50 different pieces in it, and it all builds itself into position, and you click the button, get on your elevator, which isn't the standard elevator either. At the moment it's at an angle, so you have a very different experience of like transitioning up through the floors, and the floors will also transform to sort of enable you to get through easily.
Tessa plus Kawong. Where is the toilet?
Will NPC aliens ever be added to spaceports, etc.? It would be great to see that kind of diversity and unique behaviors.
Down the line, we really want not just a Tevarin to be walking around, but Xi'an and Banu. And Banu kiosks, like little stands where Banu are selling things.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about Zadabal. We've talked about there being, kind of big stadiums all over the place, so it's big enough to support, tens of thousands of spectators every day. We've brought the Banu into loving the sport too and being a big fan of it. So it's not only a sport beloved by humans, but also now by Banu. So
will we ever be able to play as alien races? We've never said anything to deny otherwise. So I want to say that I'm using that very specific wording. We have never said you won't be able to. And that's all we're committing to.
It's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
Are you tired of the pain of the drudgery of the boring ship? Are you waiting for your lucky day? Well, hello, lucky humans. It's us, your average friendly Banu Suli, specializing and excelling mightily in procuring and selling of many great and amazing ships. So many good ships from alien worlds, suitable for humans.
Echiheng Sanong Ekus Weres. Wraith's yellow ride is currently broken.
Will the alien lore, narrative, all this stuff that we've been talking about, be explorable or learnable eventually in the game, either through missions, data finds, libraries, etc.?
Yeah, the hope is that it's going to start trickling its way into the game as the aliens start to become an actual presence in the game, that you'll be able to learn about this stuff in ways.